Hello YouTube, welcome to my build video. This, as you can see before you, is an Armattan Rooster. As you can see, there's 4 arms here. This one I've already started. I'm going to make these 4 arms look like this one. I hope you enjoy the upcoming build and look forward to hearing about your builds in the comments. Cheers. If I get my hands or anything in the road during the build, I'm sorry. I will try and show you up close. Let's have a quick look at this arm. I reckon it looks really good. I've got a little light on top, some clear heat shrink over the top of that. Go 2 layers just to be safe. And then I'll most likely do 2 zip ties over the top as well, just to help defend from prop strikes. I want the LED to really shine, that's why I'm not putting a prop blade over the top. You can see here too, on this arm, I've already attached the heat shrink underneath where I put the AC, so that way you got no way of conducting, and it's not hard. Look, you just get your heat shrink, measure it up. Should be exactly the same as your other ones. Got my red scissors to go with the build. Just line her up. Just get it started. Just cut it off where you got it started. You get your arm. Slide your heat shrink on. It's a little tight. I got 16mm heat shrink. Just wiggle it backwards and forwards. See, now that's looks to be the same to me, or pretty damn close. Yeah. Alright. Now I use a hairdryer myself. Alright. These are the parts we're going to use today. Here we have the Xing 2207 2450 kV motors. These are the 4S version. Alright, let's have a quick look inside. Oh, they've got the motor in there nicely. Very pretty looking. Feel good too. Put that there. You also get a low profile screw, plus you also get 4 screws with Loctite already on them, so that's not too bad. And yeah, you get these nice little container. These are the ESCs we'll be using in the build. They are SpeedX GS35 226S, 35 amps. Here is the GS35A that we will be using today. As you can see, it comes with the wires already attached. You just cut these anyway. These are the little LEDs I plan to be using. They're the ones that are sitting on top of the ESC. Sides to the side is just so I can easily get in the light. As you can see, it has the minus, the plus, signal in, signal out. We're only using the negative from the ESC. I've run a positive wire in here, and I've also got the signal in wire. Alright, we also have, here's an antenna we'll be using. Furious FPV in the box. It's cool, the box. It's easier to open from the bottom. There we go. Get rid of the box. There's the SMA connector. Little small antenna. Got it on sale. Thought I'd give it a shot. Here is my VTX we'll be using. It's actually from one of my old build, but yeah, it's a really good VTX. HV. There's the wire and harness from it. It's a bit ragged. I would prefer to get a new one, but here is the camera that we shall be using. The box that come in, pretty plain, that's why I actually took it out of the box. It's just pretty much this sitting in that. And this cable, this mount is in the box too. This cable. Plus there's a little control box still in there, so you get that and that cable. I actually used this camera, just tested it briefly, and it is beautiful. Such a good camera. It didn't come focused, I had to focus it myself, which CADX, you're dropping the ball a bit, but shit happens, I suppose. Alrighty, let's get to work. Move the stuff out of the road. First thing you do is put the motor on the arm. I'm also using these skids to go underneath my arms, so I have to use my own screw type, and I am putting 3 in. People use 2, some people use 4. I normally use 2, but with this build I'm putting 3 because of the skid plates. Alright, so first thing you want to do, try and line it up with the arm. Hold it in place. Alright, now that you have it all lined up the way you want, put that on, get your screw, screw it in, there you go, and just wiggle it till it lines up. Don't do it all the way up tight, do it up a tad. Alright, now that it's done up, just put 2 in temporarily. This is just so you can line your shit up. That's why you have it loose, so you can line it up. See, lined up nicely. Now it's just temporarily held. So now you've got this lined up properly. You get your ESC and you put it exactly where you want it. And I like to have mine up the arm a bit, just so I can move the arms if I need to. Oh, sorry, the wires, so you got plenty of motor wire if it ever gets damaged or cut. About there. Make sure it's lined. You want it to be about the same. You want it even, make it look all pretty. There, so you want them about there. Remember, when you take this off, you need to leave 2 to 3 mils so there's room to solder. About there. That way there's room to solder. I'll cut that underneath. Alright. Now I can clearly see where the slit is. Just cut that off. Bit of a tug, cut and tug. Try and make it even. Yeah. Alright, now I stuffed up before. See on the first one how there's this tiny gap just here? If I do it this way, that the first time, see you cutters right here, when they're shot, see there's still a hole? That's about the right length for these wires. Just so you can nip the tip. So you just put it in there, and then look at that. It half cuts it because my pliers are on their way out. Do the same for that one, and then the same for that one. Now all your wires are all cut. Now to tin them. I don't have any blue tack. I need some badly, but you do with what you have to do. Alright, so first you just want to heat the tin or the metal up a tad, and then drop a bit of solder right on it, see? And it clips straight on. That's how you tin. Make sure you do this. Makes the work so much easy. Or easier. And yeah, just do the same thing for those 3 wires. If you can get a little bit of solder to clip down into the thing, it just strengthens it. Like I'm going all fancy smancy here, so you don't have to do this. Same as the LED, you can skip that step if you don't want to put LEDs on. So yeah, don't feel that you have to do it. Now you do your heat shrink. Put it straight because it makes it easier to cut. I don't want it to there. Just use your finger. Get the old scissors. These scissors are pretty thick, so about there. Alright. Just do a quick check. Good enough to solder on, but nice and clean. Now you pull that back off. Then just do the same thing 3 times with the scissors. Yeah, they're pretty damn close. Make sure they fit on here. Put them on tight. You want them in, see how there's all just a bit of room? Alright, now. So you just do little bits. You don't need to do it for ages. I've seen people hold them on there and they turn black. You don't need to do that. This is all you need to do. Just quick. Right there. See, they're all in there snug, neat. Push them down flat. Now you get the thicker stuff. And with these motors, they have a little metal part at the front of the motor. Yeah, there, I reckon. But what you can do with these, if you're having trouble getting it on, just put that on there. And just open it a tad. Just a tad. And then take it off. And then do the same thing at the other end. It just gives you a little bit more room to breathe. Alright, now we take these off. Just so you can put the heat shrink on there properly. Alright, and see it under there, there's a little bit more of a gap. So now you get your heat shrink that we just cut. That's much easier to move along there now. Tuck it on. See, you've actually got a bit of room underneath here. Then you get your lighter. Oh. Try and have your wires like that. You want them flat, not coupled up. That looks nice. See? Now I just turned my motor wires red. Doesn't that look bloody good? Alright. Now let's put them back on the arm. Alrighty, now we've got that covered. Now for the ESC. First thing you want to do is pre-tin your ESC pads. So here, here and here. So put some on there. Make it all nice and sparkly. And then clean it. Especially if you've been sitting here doing other stuff. Alright, now you get your... You put it on there first. Then you put... See? Done. Like, yeah. I've seen people trying to... Like, they're like, I can't get to the right angle. It's like, well, move it around so you can. So when that happens, I have to pretty much wipe it off and then put some new stuff on. Now, see, very shiny. Can't stress it enough. Keep that tip clean. Alrighty, now you just line up your 3 wires. Oh, there we go. But yeah, so this is why these come in handy. Move it into your position. See, it's perfectly lined up. Melt the solder. They instantly connect together. Get your pliers. Put it on the... You want it on the middle. Try and get it on the middle. Then just press down. Yeah. See, you hear it. Make sure they're not close. There's no wires even close to touching. Not going. I've seen a lot closer. Do the same thing here. Bang. Done. Because I'm doing the fancy part, you can skip this step if you want, but if you want to put your own little LEDs, keep watching. See on the bottom of the LED, you got plus, minus and signal in. So what you want to do is make sure the minus is on the bottom. So that way you can just run a negative from this straight to here. Do not run a positive from this to there. Don't do that. It will blow it to shit. Put this here. Now, with these little pads, you don't really need to solder them. They actually have holes in them. And what you do is, and I'm going to run it from here to this pad here, like I've done on the other one. So you want to put this up here, about where you want it. Line it up. Get the pair of pliers that work. Alright, so you got this tiny little bit of wire straight in. I just push that. This is off the motor wire. Just pushed it straight in there. I'm going to melt the solder that's sitting on the end and drop a glob in the hole. Is that enough now? It's actually better than my first one because this one's a little long. You get a bit of heat shrink, measure it, cut it a bit shorter, get your little pliers, that tip in. Just for a bit. And then that goes there like that. But first you want to hook up 2 more wires. See, this is where it gets to be a pain in the butt, not having something to hold the wire. So you do what you can. And that one's tinned. Hold it up with the solder, drop some fresh solder on it. These ones are the worst wires to tin, but it's tinned. Clean your tip, always have a clean tip. See, now we've got the signal in wire and the positive wire. But you push it through the hole, and just, because you've already got a little bit of solder on the end, drop a bit more on there and it instantly all globs together. See? But now I can pick it up by it. You do the same thing with the other one. You put a bit of solder on, but with that one, if it's a thinner wire, just bend it over before you put it through the hole. Then you put it down, make sure the wire is still in. Try and get as flat as possible because you want your shit flat. Just put that on the metal, drop some solder, and done. Pre-tin this little bugger right here. Put the soldering iron under it, and then just drop some solder on it. And twist these buggers together. Oh shit. Actually, yeah, that's fine because I know one of them's orange. The orange one's the signal. Alright. I will put a red heat shrink over the whole lot too. Bring this forward. Move your wires out of the road for now. Actually, with these come with the silver solder usually. So just put that on there and then drop some of this solder on it. And you'll find that it becomes a lot more pliable. Then you put it on there. And done. You make sure you got a good connection. I'm going to drop a little bit more solder on that. See, I didn't clean my tip. Clean your tip. Done. Oh, hello. Hello, Ant. Can you get off my damn table? The rough amount that you think it's going to be at this point, because I don't want to cut that off. Stick it on your black wire, but leave some room out the end of your black wire. So when you mount it all, you know exactly what, it's still the black wire. See, there's plenty of room. You just cut it short when you're going to use it and stick it straight to the black. That way you can't get confused. Just cut those to the same length as them wires for now and get them out of the damn road. Because this thing, no one uses them. No one. If you want to be ultra clean and not have the second black wire, you can just run it straight to your negative on here. I'm going to do it the old fashioned way. Put those on down there. As soon as it's poked through, it's easy. Just a quick run. Alright. Wrapping this wire around this other one. put it where you want it. Line up your shit. This one the same length. And it looks nice when it's all wrapped up tightly. Managed to finally get it to wrap. Alright, done. It's wrapped. And then your heat shrink. I reckon that looks damn good. And the tape is right at the end of where the arms are. Now you get your big lot of heat shrink. Just enough for the ESC and to go around the arm. About there. Oh, that's nowhere near straight. Anyway, now slide this over here, and your arm over the arm. Push this as flat as you can and try and not scratch your heat shrink, because it looks better if it's not scratched. There we go. Alright, so you've got that now. You put this under. You just slide it under. Slide it as back far as it'll go. This time you have to use a heat gun or a hair dryer, or just get it back as far as it'll go. You probably have to pull just here very tight. Alright, now it's all there, and it's under your arm as well. If you get those 4-pin LEDs, you could put them there and having it running underneath as well. That would look really nice, I think. Alright, so now you have to use a hair dryer. While it's hot and a bit malleable, you just move it into place how exactly you want it. LED, exactly where you want that. And you cut another piece. This time you do it the whole length. Slide it back over. See how here I've slid it on. Just slide it on so it's exactly over the top of everything. Try and make your ESC as flat as possible. You don't want to stab your heat shrink, so once your heat shrink's in the right position, don't move it. Try and make that as flat as possible. Back, turn the old hairdryer on. Sorry, I'm yeah. Now, how does that look? Ready for the rooster, I think. Bam! I'm ready to put the frame together. And then they're like that. So, from here, we have a whole bunch of scattered wires everywhere. But we want to start putting the frame together. So we can move these arms, pretty much attach them to the frame. Pretty much want to line those two holes up, like so. Get your bolt through the back hole. Make sure that goes through the arm and then into this silver part under the wires. Not too tight, but just done up. Still very pliable. Now I'll do the same with the other arm on the left hand side. Looks to be about a 14mm bolt. I just got a box of them. Yep, that's incorrectly. Back over. Screw it in. Not too tight. So I'm going to do this one up a little bit more. Let's do this. It's annoying. You notice these aren't the right bolts or screws for the rooster, but I prefer these. They just take more of a beating, especially with the concrete and stuff. I usually skip on. Alright, so there we go. We've got the front two arms on, or half on. Now we get the cage, the titanium cage plates, and we put them on the front here. Slides on, usually pretty easy. Yep. Don't pinch any of your wires. Just push your wires out of the road. And put your other, line this arm up. There we go. Put the other cage on. And it's on. Now turn her over. We've got two more bolt holes. Should just slide straight in. Might have to wiggle the arm a tad. Wanted me to screw it in. Screw it in. And it only come through just a tad. Right there. So that was actually a good sized bolt. So now to do the other side. Start out with a thumb screw until it gets tight. And just wind her in. Just that pinch more, and then it's insecure. I like it with these black hardware, looks good. Slide it up with the arm, push it through the arm. There we go. push through the arm, line it up with the screw hole. Once it's all lined up, give it the old screw in. It's easy to move. My poor camera. Before you put the other screw in, just put the other arm on. Just makes it easier. So, there we go. The other arm in there. Turn over. Line up the holes again. Put the screws in. Push that on. Want these fairly tight. Alright, so now we have the arms on. It actually looks like a quad, sort of. Just wires friggin' everywhere. These bolts, because they are the ones that actually come with the rooster for the stack. Under pieces. Just go underneath my stack, so simply put those through there. Put your screws on. And just give it a little twist to make sure it's tight. When I've got all four on, we better put on the battery wires. I'd recommend getting some thick wire for your battery wires. Depending on how much room you've got on your build, try and make it pliable. See, it's all about learning how you want to have your shit too. I want to put it all the way down yet. Alright, so I was just seeing if I could get this through here, and it looks like I can, so that would save me some room. But make sure with your wire it can fit, because this one I'm going to have to trim the end to get it through. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to trim that end off, and then put a fresh attachment onto the bottom of this board. See? There's the plus, so when you turn it over, the plus on this side, so that will be on there. So I'm going to have to run some tape underneath. Got any spots you're even concerned about, just put some tape over it. There. I don't like the ripples, but anyway. It's not very neat, but an extra protective layer. Put that over that side. Run it through. Now I give myself this extra bit of room so you can really adjust how much you need. Now, take the end off. Do the same with the black. Cut a little bit of plastic off. Get this hot, you just lock the soldering. Pre-tin your pads. Always pre-tin pads. Put that on there. Pretty, pretty. She's tight. She doesn't want to give it up. Yeah. Let's see how high it goes. Exactly the same length. Pretty much there. See, nice and close to the board as possible. Then just give it a quick melt. Put the next one up. Batteries don't stuff around. Stretch it out just a tad. Just get the end of your scissors again. There we go. Do the same thing. A little bit bigger. Not. So I should just slide on. Let's see if that works. And put this little bit back. Push these back through. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Next thing you want to do is chuck the old XT60 on and the capacitor. And then it shrinks around the end. Okay, you trim these little bits off and pull it all off. There you go. I'll put these standoffs in the back just so I know how much room I've got. Turn her over real quick. Pop the old screws in. We'll attach that real quick. That's a good connection. I'm sorry, you probably wouldn't have seen that very well, but you just solder that on. So you just put it against the wire. That's all you do to pre-tin where you want it. and just touch the soldering iron on it. And done. Give it a bit of a tug, make sure it's tight. I really want that capacitor there that Enoch was talking about. Palm cat. Who else wants a palm capacitor? Me! This much heat. Just get the same, but just a tad longer. Bit of heat shrink around down here. Just, you don't want that shit exposed. I'm just, see how I've got it, I just heated the solder up to the side of it and then let it do it. So now, it should be enough to let me do this. That one there, and then just glob it in. There we go. Just give it a bit of a, especially if you're doing it with a lighter, just do it in sections, wait for it to cool down, then do it again. I've found that's how you get the best results with a lighter. Alright, now lift it up so you can finish it off. If it's not quite at the top, you just heat it up a bit and then pull it up with your fingers. Make sure you move your heat shrink out of the road. It will get heated to it, and then it's a pain in the butt. There we go, that's better. Locked in place by my pliers. Right, now heat the solder up. It's already on it. Drop some in, and done. That's got a basic connection. I'll pull it down. Put that on there, then just chuck some solder in. Don't be afraid to put heaps. Yeah, and then just move them around. Heat shrinks moved a bit, but not much. You want it to stay there. Make it easier for yourself. Don't do it like me, so you can see. Move it around so it's easy. Alright. Want it to go all the way to the, or at least the middle of the XT60 connection, but I want it to go down to where the wires bend against the carbon. So I'll put that there. Bit now. Got it stretched out heaps. And that's how you turn your XT60 lead red. Try and get it so it's not going to fold over the sides of your lead. Let's pre-tin the board. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is ESC3. So I will reprogram it later. Side of the tip, and then just feed some solder. There. Drop some solder, done. I'm going to do this whole side. Smart audio. ETX plus. ETX, oh, slipped. Minus. LED. 5V for the LED. I'm a smoker and a coffee drinker, so it's really hard to get me to put my hands still sometimes. Make sure when you put your soldering iron down you don't burn anything else, as it will burn your components. Alright, now to do your wires. I'm going to start at the middle one. Just line that up where you want it. Just cut it off just after the pad so you know you've got plenty of room. And here's the wire strip apart that comes with your shit. You don't need too much wire, so you don't need to take off everything. Once you got your tip like that, see how you can only just see the metal? Don't do it over your board, especially if you're novice. Away from your board. And just feed some solder onto it. Swish it around. There you go, so you get a full coating. Make sure you've got room to move your hand. And then just simply, see? And that's it, it's done. Fold that to there. And just after it, got that, cut it there. Take the tip off. Put your soldering iron on it, drop the solder on. And that's it. And just dab. Make sure you can't move it. Have your LED wire, if you're doing LEDs, just move those out of the road. And line up your signal wire. Alright, now there's two wires in this. You need to put the black one on here and the little white wire in there. So what I'm going to do is just trim off the heat shrink. You want to make this easy to do too, you just heat it up, pull it off. It's very, very pliable. That's hot. See, there we go. Tin these two wires. Now, to pre-tin these pads, I want cam control, so we'll start from the right. Cam control to Major Tom. 7, 6, commencing countdown, shoulder on. So cam source, want that soldered. Power for the cam. Minus for the cam. Set. Suppose. Now we've got that all soldered up. Now to attach the wires. All I need on this side, smart audio is the white. Oh good, TX4 is smart audio. nice and neat. You get your minus. Take your time with your VTX soldering. These wires are really thin and you want it nice and neat, and make sure there's nowhere near touching anything because you do not want to earth out your VTX and blow it up. Now for the last VTX cable, the yellow video plug, VTX source. Nice and tight. See how I've cut off those wires short because I'm not going to use those. So what you do is you get your little heat shrink and you put it over it, but leave it over the end of the wire a tad so that way it won't let the wire connect to anything. Just use your lighter. Thank you. And then just pinch the end while it's hot. Quickly give it a bit of a heat. Not too long, otherwise it goes limp. And then pinch it. You shouldn't be able to earth out at all now. Put them across there. Make sure none are bending and touching each other. With this camera, it has a camera control wire, so you don't need the second neg wire at all for this setup. Camera control. This is your camera control, and this one you can use for a neg or like a negative source, or you just heat shrink it. I'm personally going to heat shrink mine because I don't need it. Do the same thing. Just put the heat shrink over. Give it a nip with the lighter, or a heat gun, or a hairdryer. Hairdryer works fine. It helps with getting a little bit off there. There, see? Drop Bear said hello, everyone. Oh, dirt bikes down under. Check him out. It's fucking awesome. Best pile I've ever seen. Alright, so the camera will go in that way, probably about here. So you don't get much of a wire to do, truthful. It's not very good at all. I have to lengthen the wire just to be able to hook up the damn camera control. You can just use this to hook into that other end, so you would have had room, and then cut the end off this and hook it too. But I'm hoping there's just enough room. If not, I'm gonna have to add an extension. Fun. And the secret of editing, we will cut back to after I have fixed that. And you need to add another, what, 2 centimeters, 20 mil. I'm going to have to put a black bit of heat shrink on it because I don't have any green. Match the rest of the same colour palette, pattern, whatever you want to call it. Would you? Oh no, I just cut my shirt. Oh no, I just cut my phaser shirt. I'll show you how to join 2 wires together that say you accidentally short one. First thing you want to do, you can't see it, but I'm tinning the wire up on the edge of the table just because it's easier. So all you have to do, just put them side by side and just do that. Literally done. That's why tinning is so important. Now look at this. That's stronger than that actual wire was to begin with. The little issue of the exposed wire, you just get some heat shrink, put it in the right spot, and just give it a quick buzz with the lighter. Then you can pre-tin this end. Put this back here. Cam control. Get the wire done. You want to make sure you got plenty of room for these. So try and make them all the same. Cut them all off. Yeah. You don't need this end really. Put that aside for another time. Still got me other plates here that still got to use. Don't have to use this one, take that one. Alright. And you spread your wires. Actually, spread them all. That way you can wind them all together when you're done. Alright. Get your red wire. Do the same thing we've been doing. Give it a little burn. As soon as you see that little white part start to pop up, pre-tin. Go under the wire. Drop the solder on top. Cam plus. Just put it on top. Give it a little dab. Negative. Just give it a quick burn. As soon as you see it start to turn white. Good. Pre-tinned. Cam minus, sorry, YouTube. Put it there. And bang, done. But we're getting there. Nearly done. Burn your pinch and pull. Pre-tin. Done. Because my pliers are playing up, I'm sorry, but I'm using the, see, now I'm putting it to the cam S port. Just line her up so there's no other wires touching, and bang, done. Make sure it's not touching anything at all. I'm told to do, and I do it. You just twist your wires. You don't do it to the extent where you're breaking them off the board or ripping them out of your plug, but just give them a twist. There. And it helps them actually hold in place. Alright, so now we have the signal wire, we have the negative, and we have the positive. Alright, so we have the ground, which is odd, having it at the end. Your pre-tin, your little connector. You can just plug the wire, pop the wire in, but I wouldn't recommend it. Just pre-tin it. Wow, wait a second, hold my hand still. That's better. Done.
If Chris goes up that way, I'll send him up to get you.
There we go, done. The positive is the middle connection. Always pre-tinned. There's not quite enough on there, just plop a little more on. Done. Line her up. Now for the signal wire. Pre-tin your soldering pad. With these little pads, make it as easy for yourself as you can. Try and stabilize your hands. Just put it at that right angle just for you. And then just plop some solder on. Like I said, make it easy for you. Done. Wrap those around themselves. You only need to access your bind button once, so before you go hiding it underneath your stack somewhere, I would recommend binding it. Then hide it. Bind, then hide. Now we pre-tin. Got a fan going. I hope it's not affecting the GoPro at all.
Yay!
Yeah, this little white one, it'll come straight off. Hate this shit right here. Just there we go. Always pre-tin. Pre-tin is the love, baby, don't hurt me. Without pre-tin, no more. Do the red one first. Oh, that ground's gonna be tight. Let's see if I can just push it down like that. Perfect. Perfect. Nearly finished all the wiring. We've just got to do the LEDs. How to put these all together. I'm going to actually fuse them up. Now, what you do is you tin these two tips. So those are joined, and then you just join them together. And then heat shrink. And then you do the same with the other side. LEDs. Those together. Don't melt the heat shrink yet. So if you want to make another wire, what you can do, even though these two are tinned together, it's still got a bit of ply to them. So twist those together. See, that looks nice. Then you get your other piece of wire that you just pre-tinned.
Dad, you want chocolate, Smart?
I don't know. So then, yeah, you get those and you put the 3 bits of wire together. And you heat shrink that. It will make it fairly tight, but you push these two together and you put a slightly bit of thicker heat shrink on there, which I already have here. So yeah, this is this LED signal, so that goes to the LED port, which is, I know it's hard to see, but it is just there. I hate this stuff. Really do. Right. Done. Now you just simply put this down here, line it up with that LED port. I'm going to put that there and put some heat shrink around that. Alright, now we've finished that wiring signal loom. Now I've just got to do the positive wiring loom for the LEDs. Join these two little wires together. Join these two little buggers together.
It's 8 o'clock.
Just join them together with solder. Solder. wires together and this wire. However you can do it. Should be able to just hopefully switch those two. Done. Now, last thing. Tin to tin. All pre-tinned. Now, I've got to try and get this down to this pad. It's right next to the ground, the signal line that we did not long ago. So I'm thinking I might fold it under. And guess what? I'm done. Yeah, just put your standoffs on. Now for the VTX. Next. I want to put this underneath my XT60 connector, and that comes out up here, so it's all snug and squished. This will be here. Very nice. And I'm going to put some zip ties around, some thick zip ties around the top of the XT60 connection up here. So I was going to try and bend it up here, but it'll be fun. we'll see how that goes. But that is pretty much done. That is all the soldering. All we have to do now is just put the top plates and that on. And yeah, that is how you build a FPV racing drone from start to finish. I will do another video showing you how the beta flight stuff works, how to go through all those setup options and stuff. But this is exactly how to build an FPV racing drone with LEDs. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers. We're all done. It's everything on, ready to fly. I did these for the aerials. You just do a zip tie. See, quite easy. Same thing on this side. Put some zip ties around the ASCs, and you put it this way so the prop will swing up. I hope you enjoyed the build. It turned out bloody beautiful. I'm just going to turn it on for you and show you what it looks like. And there's the lights. And they look nice. It turned out bloody awesome. I can't wait to fly it tomorrow. Thanks for watching.